As we continue to discern how each of us is called and gifted to missionary discipleship, please enjoy this video featuring one of our parishioners already living missionary discipleship.
I was part of a Catholic culture growing up. Yes, I went to Catholic grade school, Catholic kindergarten, Catholic grade school, high school, and college. Yes. I came to my profession, which is a mental health therapist, when I was 40. I went back to school when I was 40. I went to Purdue. Then, after that job, I worked as a therapist for a day program for schizophrenics. After that, we moved back and I worked at an HIV facility. And I was able to, this is when HIV was killing people. I was able to, I think, engage with those people in a very understanding way. I accepted them as they were. My most enjoyable job was working at the prison. I felt that those men had been so cut off from society and were treated so poorly. I made an effort to not treat them that way and to bring the love of God in any way I could to those men. But I always would be able to tell them that God loved them, that God didn't forsake them, because some of the men would tell me, especially, if you knew how terrible my transgressions were, you couldn't forgive. And I said, God forgives. I've lost God. I said, you've lost your way. God is not lost. He's always there with open arms, forgiving all your sins. When I was working in the prison, I could see how terribly the men were treated by most of the people who worked there. And I vowed that I was not going to do that. I called them all by name. I stressed that they were still men and that they had something to offer. And they needed to turn their lives around for their children. I said, if I'm here in 10 years, you don't turn your life around, I'll be working with your sons. And they were horrified by that. And I said, they need you, and you need to be the best you can be. That's what love is, being the best, wanting the best for the other person. If you love your children, you have to become the best. My friends and family see me going to church, making time for church, making time for prayer, and they are aware in some instances of the things that I do that are important to me. And I think that makes a difference to them, because I'm very much involved with homeless in our community. And they see that I do that. And I think that hopefully that makes a difference in them. They see that it's important to me. My ministry with St. Vincent de Paul, of course, is helping people, our neighbors, in the area that are in need. And so what strikes me about helping those people is sometimes I can't help them. And what they will say to me is, you don't know how much it means to me that you at least listen to me. And I think that's what counseling is about. Not telling a person what to do, but listening to them and suggesting, have you thought of it this way or this way or this way? And I'm always edified by people who say, you're the first person who actually listened to me. And that makes a difference. And I say, well, I'm sorry, I don't think I can help you. That doesn't make any difference. You listened. And that makes a difference to me. Oh, I can share my faith with people, but I think it's mostly by what I do, and they see what I do, and that makes a difference to them. I've had people tell me that makes a difference.